Well, hello, everybody. You already know what time it is. It's time for the Purpose Conversation. I am Juva Alexander, the host of this oh so amazing live podcast. And I'm so excited, y'all. First of all, I'm excited that it is March. I am excited that it is Monday in March because if you caught me on live like maybe 30 minutes ago, I told you that Mondays in March we are honoring women because it's Women's History Month. And so why not connect with some of the phenomenal women in my life that I know and I love and I respect, and each and every one of them have been divinely connected to my purpose in some sort of way. So anyway, I just want to go ahead and just say get ready because tonight's show, it is going to be absolutely phenomenal and all of that. And go ahead and like and share this feed with any and everybody that you know, another woman or somebody that was came from a woman. If they got a name from a woman, came from a woman, I want you to invite them in. Any entrepreneurs, anybody that is that could use just that little nudge to keep going. Anybody that that's a freaking rock star, but they want to go to that next level, and because we're supposed to be going glory to glory to glory, right? Well, we want to go from excellence to more excellence to even more excellence. And tonight's guest, she is just that. I cannot begin to explain to you what all she absolutely means to me. Now, if it looks like I'm doing stuff, that's because I'm trying to invite some people in. So y'all go ahead and help me. Hey there, Latanya. Thank you so much, sis, for tuning in. It is always good to see you, and you are always so supportive. You are one of my purpose friends, girlfriend. It is good to see you. I want to say welcome to Facebook, welcome YouTube. And if anybody came over from IG, I want to say, hey, y'all, hey, I have been expecting for you to come on board. So anyway, welcome. So it is March. And as I stated, it is all about women's history. And I'm hoping that you all are in the position where you have been celebrated if you're a woman, or you're in the middle of celebrating another woman. And anyway, I'm always just excited about this particular month. Hello there, mama. Talking about women's history, this one here is part of my she is legacy. She is mama, and she is probably one of my biggest supporters, and she loves me and I love her. And I want to say thank you for always tuning in and showing up, mom. Thank you so much. And tonight's show, I think you will get quite a bit out of it. So anyway, March, like I said, March is Women's History Month, and I am excited to share with you a phenomenal woman that I actually met. I actually met her. mm, Gosh, it had to be maybe 6, maybe 7 years ago now, and it doesn't even seem like it, but it has been quite a few years, and we have kept in touch over the years. And it seems like I was telling her, I said, you know what, Youdeline, every time I've watched you over the years, and we've connected, we've done business, we've kind of collaborated together before on a few different things. But I said, it seems like you have always I've watched you over the years, and it's always been, you've been excelling here, and it's more excellent, more excellent. Each and every time there's elevation. That's the word, elevation. And I said, you know what? This is someone that I need to have here on the Purpose Conversation. And I need to have her here specifically during Women's History Month, because this is an extraordinary time. And y'all know how I love to celebrate people, not only just people, but I love to celebrate people that are called to do what they do. And so I'm gonna share her bio with you, and y'all know me. I gotta put on my little specs. So if you would just bear with me, Youdeline A. Deravines is a dynamic force in the world of empowerment with over 15 years of experience delivering results for individual clients and prominent companies. She's an accomplished author, y'all. She is a speaker, dynamic speaker, and a strategist. She is also a certified mindset coach. She has a of science in psychology, a bachelor's in business administration, and she has licensed credentials in insurance. She offers a wealth of experience. Now, beyond all of her professional achievements, Youdeline is the proud owner of On Track Empowerment Group. It is a full service benefits and consulting firm specializing in individual and group benefits, lifestyle perks, empowerment, and business consulting. On Track Empowerment Group also houses the Empowered Life brand. It is a lifestyle empowerment brand featuring a curated collection of empowerment books, journals. So, y'all know I'm all about that, and accessories. This edition reflects Udeline's commitment to providing inclusive empowerment solutions. And I might add, she is also the visionary behind transformative events such as the Comeback Woman monologues, which is where I met her. And oh my gosh, she had the Dream Out Loud Vision Party. You talk about honey, you've got to connect. She also has Living Out Loud luxury retreats, and she had the Girl Exhale Conference and the Girl Exhale Luxury Retreat. Man, her passion lies in curating safe and sacred experiences for women where they can be seen, where they can be heard, understood, and empowered. With Youdeline, empowerment knows no bounds. I want you to, if you would, you know how we do here on the Purpose Conversation. Let's do a drum roll, please. That's my drum roll. And a hand clap as we welcome to the stage none other than Youdeline A. Deravines in 3, 2, 1. Yay!
Woo! Thank
You
you for
know what?
having me.
Oh, thank you for coming. I just realized, I need to step it back up and go ahead and start incorporating my theme songs again. If you had a theme song, or do you have a theme song? What is your theme song?
Oh, you know what?
What?
It's changed so many times. As I evolve, it keeps changing. I don't know. I can't think of one at this present moment.
Okay, okay.
But it
Well, let's
used to be that let it go. Can't let this thing called love get away from you. That's what it used to
yes.
be.
I love it. Hey, Udeline.
Hi, how are you?
I am well. Welcome to the Purpose Conversation, where we talk all things purpose and we show people, not people, but my purpose friends, what purpose looks like.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for having me. I'm so
My
excited.
pleasure. My pleasure. And you know what? I have to be real honest. This is not your first go round with the Purpose Conversation.
It's not. It's
Most
not.
people will have no idea that you were the part of you were one of the keynote speakers at the very first virtual event that I held as we kicked off the
Mhm.
launch to the Purpose Conversation.
Right. Was it in 2020 or I think it was 2020, right? Or
It
2021?
was because that was during the
Yes.
that was the onset of the whole pandemic. We were
Mhm.
all on lockdown, and I had planned to do the Purpose Conversation, and I was like, well, I'm going to do this. And who do I know? Because I wanted to be just like how I'm doing now. I wanted
Right.
people to be able to just kind of see what purpose looks like. And you were one of the keynote speakers, and you were absolutely phenomenal then as you are now. And
You.
you know what? For those that do not know you, because they heard me read your bio, in your own words, who is Youdeline A. Deravines?
Youdeline A. Deravines is a multifaceted, multi passionate, highly ambitious woman of faith. I am a mother of an amazing young man. I am the proud owner of On Track Empowerment Group. I'm all about empowerment, I'm all about up leveling in life. I am that friend with benefits. To have me around is to have a wealth of resources around. I'm the type of person that if you're around me, you have a goal. Don't tell me about it if you don't want to achieve it, because if I know about it, I'm going to hold you accountable until it's done. So, in a nutshell, I would say that's me. I love having fun. I love living full. I live by the concept of what is his name? I forgot his name, but his theory is live full and die empty. So that is
Ooh,
my concept right now, to live full and to enjoy life to the fullest.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? It kind of goes in line with purpose, because the only way that you could truly live full, the
Hmm.
only way that you could truly live full is if you are doing and you are being and you are in the presence of your purpose.
I
and
agree.
and it could be even be like seasonal, you know what I mean, because like you
Right,
said, we're always elevating, or we should be elevating, but and always evolving. But to be fulfilled and to live full, I love
right.
that. To live full, you got to
Mhm.
be in that purpose, girl.
Yes.
What does purpose mean to you, though?
Hmm.
And actually, it's a twofold question. What does
Okay.
purpose mean to you, and what does your purpose look like in this particular season, Euleen?
Mm. Purpose to me is inspiring greatness in myself and others. Because there was a time when I thought purpose was just me inspiring others. But now I've come to the understanding that as I inspire greatness in myself, as I rise to the occasion, it also give other people the permission to also rise to the occasion. And what was the second part of the question? The second part, what is purpose to me at this present moment?
Yeah, what is your what does purpose look like to you in this particular season?
I would say empowerment. Empowerment. That has been the thing. I've always tried to empower others, not from the aspect of giving them the power to do anything, because the power lies within us, but just to serve as that reminder, as that sounding board, to be like, hey, everything you need is within you. Hey, you have what it takes. So just empowerment, I would say that would be my purpose at this present moment. Empowerment.
Okay. That's really good. And you know what, too, what I was thinking too, Euleen, sometimes people will look, it's really easy for them to do, right?
Hmm.
They look on the outside and they see that, hey, she has her stuff together,
Hmm.
you know. And I remember a makeup artist once told me, my makeup artist, shout out there to Tari, but I remember she said that, it's all about the perception. It's perception is huge.
Yeah.
And I know that you, honey, you are the branding strategist. I know firsthand. But as we are pursuing our purpose, and everybody's on the outside and they're looking in, they see all glitz and glam, and they
Mhm.
see hard work, they see the commitment, they see what you're doing, because you don't stop, you keep going. And I
Mhm.
told you, it seemed like every single year, even though I might not have talked to you every month or every week or whatever, I was constantly seeing elevation, elevation, elevation,
Mhm.
elevation. And that's what people see when they see
Right.
us, okay? Because they see that perception. We
Right.
don't want to be out here looking all humdrum and what it is. We don't want to look like what we've been going through,
Right.
in other words. But I want to be real, real, okay? because when we are constantly elevating, I know that as we elevate, we're also met with distractions and
Mm-hmm.
things and stuff that is meant to get us off track.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that you are on track, and your mission is to keep people on track, right?
Right.
So okay, so I know that it's been elevating and elevating and elevating, but there have been some storms, there have been some things that have happened. Let's take it there, because this is all a part of the purpose journey. And I
Mm-hmm.
think you said it beautifully pre-show. You were like, hey, oh girl, there is purpose in the chaos.
Yes.
Let's help some people through that, because I know in my own life, they see the elevation, and I don't want to necessarily harp on the chaos, but the chaos, there's still chaos there. And there are
Mm-hmm.
some people that unfortunately they get stuck there, and they don't continue along that journey to be full
Mm-hmm.
and to live full.
Right.
So how have you navigated this how have you navigated this path to purpose and stayed on track? And how
Right.
you help others to do the same, whether it's in their personal lives, their mindset,
Mm-hmm.
their business, their financial well-being,
Right.
you know, because I know that you're all about legacy. So let's chat. What do you do? How do we navigate this thing? What do you think?
Well, one of the things that I would say is that when you know what your purpose is, because one of the things about purpose as well is understanding that it's bigger than you, right? And
Mhm.
so there are times when I would make decisions. For example, I'm going to go back because I have to give you guys the backstory in order to kind of understand how I continue to navigate and pivot throughout everything that life may have thrown at me. So since I was 8 years old, actually, entrepreneurship chose me since I was 8. And most kids will be like, when I grow up, I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer. Youdeline, what do you want to be? I want to be the boss lady. I want to be an entrepreneur. And throughout my whole life, like in high school, I learned how to do hair. I taught myself how to do hair and was making money from doing hair.
Oh
Went
goodness.
away to college. I'm doing hair. I became the Avon lady. I'm making my money. So I always been an entrepreneur. And it wasn't until I would say 2001, I went to a women's retreat. And while I was at the women's retreat, at the time I was over the women's ministry at my church.
Mhm.
And that's when I started operating in my gift of
Okay.
putting together events that's empowering women and speaking and things of that nature. And things just began to flow out of me easily. There was no, let me figure this out. It was just coming out. And at that point, that's when I started to discover that there was something special there. And I remember praying to God and I said, God, what is it that I'm here to do? Because when I finished college, I thought, getting a 9 to 5 was going to be it. And I was going to be living the American dream. But
Right.
somewhere deep down inside, there was still this emptiness. Like there was more, there was more. And I remember one conference that I went to, I was praying. And as I was praying, God showed me a room, and the room was filled with women.
Oh.
And as long as I kept my mouth shut, those women were in shackles. The moment I opened my mouth and I began to speak, the shackles were broken. And there was always this fear around speaking. I knew that I was great at speaking, but I was always afraid. I'm like, okay, if I speak, people may not understand what I'm saying. Like the enemy was just playing with my mind. Like when you speak, you may say, hi, everybody, but everybody may hear, hey, everybody, in that sense.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
just all these tricks playing with my mind. Like, nah, you don't want to do that. People are going to laugh at you. And so I finally surrendered and I said, okay, God, the same way that you use Moses, I think it was Moses that had a, speech impairment. And I
Yes.
said, the
Yes.
same way you use him, I'm surrendering because I don't have a speech problem. But if you're calling me to speak, that's exactly what I'm going to do. If you're calling me to serve women, that's what I'm going to do. So I started working, started a business where I started putting together workshops, conferences, and different things for women. And then I did the Comeback Woman, right?
Yes, you
It was
did.
going great. Everything was just going great. And then I did the one in Atlanta. That one flopped,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I would say it flopped
But
because
we
we
but it
didn't
was
have
some
any
stuff.
attendees, but we didn't have much attendees, but we did have the people that were there. It was like those were the people that needed to be there at that moment.
Amen.
And so that was a hit. And at the time, I had left corporate to focus on just doing that fully. And so then I came back to Fort Lauderdale. I was supposed to host a Comeback Woman monologue. And again, the first one went well, second one went well. Then when I did the third one, what happened? The same day that I was hosting it, they had a huge event here. And what happened? That one didn't work out
It
either. And I'm
didn't.
just like, God, I done left my job. I know
Right?
I heard from you, and here I am. I got to go back to that 9 to 5 job. So that's exactly what I did. I went back to my 9 to 5. I got a great job at a technology company, and I was just like, okay, guys, so I'm going to stay here until about I turn 50. And God was like,
Uh-huh.
okay. And the position was going great. When I tell you great, the executives, I had favor with them. I mean, it was just phenomenal. And the company went from, oh, we're going to kick our competitors' butt, and this is what we're going to do, and we're going to continue to grow. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to grow
Yeah.
with this company. Next thing you know, I went to work the following week. Oh, by the way, we decided that we're going to allow the other company to acquire us. And boom,
Girl.
my position was affected. That was like, if you don't take your behind back where I called you. And I was just like, man, okay.
Yes.
So I surrendered. Then 2019 again, same thing. I was working for a company 2019. God spoke to me. God said, this is your last time, your last season here in corporate. And I had already spoke to God like back when I was 33. I said, at the age of 40, I will retire from corporate America. And lo and
Oh,
behold,
that's beautiful.
November 2019, right before I turned 40, I turned in my badge and I resigned from corporate America. But
Wow.
with that purpose, right?
Yes.
With that, there were a lot of chaos. You're talking about a woman that took her time and make sure everything was in place to
Yes.
prepare for this transition because I went through it before. Then what happened? COVID.
COVID. Yes, honey. Oh my gosh.
Another chaos. So it was just one thing after the other, after the other, after the other. And I remember I got to a point I was just like, God, I'm just tired. Like I keep pivoting, but at the same time, it's like one blow after another, after another, after another.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've learned now is that the old identity of who I was, that identity had to be completely shifted in order
Ooh,
for me to be the woman that I told God that I wanted to be. Because back at the
wow.
age of 33, I said at the age of 40, I will no longer be working for corporate America. I will create my own economy. I will create jobs for others. So, in
Yes.
order to do that, there had to be some chaotic thing that had to take place where the old image that I had of myself,
Ooh.
that image had to be completely destroyed so that the new version of me could come forth. And if it wasn't for that, I would have continued to think as an employee. I would have
Mm,
continued to look at things with a different mindset. But the old mindset, my mindset had to be renewed in order for
yes.
me to be this woman that I am today, where now doors are just opening for me just effortlessly, So at the end of the day, to navigate through it, you have to be flexible. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
learned. Because sometimes we'll look at things and think, oh yeah, this is my purpose, this is all it is. But just like I said, my purpose, I feel like it's empowerment, but then empowerment can happen in different ways. I can't just box it in into one main thing and say this is the way that empowerment is going to take place. So I
Right.
had to really get to a place where I fully surrendered and say, okay, God, whatever it takes. And then with that, to continue to be flexible and try different things, because sometimes people are afraid to try things simply because they're afraid of what other people may have to say about them. The
Oh,
heck
that's
with what people
huge,
are going to
right?
say about you. You know,
Mhm.
people are going to talk about you one way or another. So you have to get to a place where you're willing to try different things. You're willing to allow yourself to look like a fool at time, just so you could get to where you got to get to, because you know the end result that's waiting for you on the other side is far greater than what people are seeing or what people may be saying.
Right.
So for
Absolutely.
me, what helped me to navigate is knowing that this is bigger than me. What helps me to navigate is to know that every time I get kicked, me getting back up is just showing another woman, another man to know that, you know what? She got up. I can get up too. She pivoted. I can pivot as well. She reinvented herself. I can reinvent myself as well. At any given time, you're able to just make a decision and shift.
Right. Right. That is so good because I'm telling you, even though I am fully committed to purpose and I'm fully committed to having purpose dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that God has told me that part of my purpose is to connect other people to theirs and for them to
Right.
even realize that they have something, there's something greater. And I always say that our purpose, just like you've mentioned, it is always far greater than us.
Yeah.
And there may be some bumps, there are going to be some bumps and some bruises and some stuff
Correct.
along the journey, but we cannot allow it to deter us and keep us stuck and stagnant,
Mm-hmm.
because we're all always kind of going through some things,
Correct.
and having that mindset shift, it is whew,
It's important.
it's important.
Yeah.
And I always say too, sometimes you have to get to the bottom of yourself, or you have to hit, I don't like to say you have to hit the rock bottom, but usually it's at that bottom, right at that rock bottom, where God has your attention, and
Correct.
He's able to help you along this journey.
Right.
And if you do not give up, and you're like, hey, I have no choice. I got to go get this. I've got to
Right.
make this happen. And I love the fact that you said that you had to reinvent yourself. And the scripture that comes to mind is the one that talks about how we can't put new wine in old wine skins.
Correct.
That ain't gonna work. And so
Correct.
it's kind of like thinking, hey, if we want something different,
You have to
sometimes
do
it's gonna
something
require
different.
something a little different, right?
Correct.
We're gonna have to have that mindset shift. And one of the things that I have to thank you for, when you came onto the kickoff, the purpose experience, I believe, is
Mhm.
that what I called it? Was it the
Yes,
purpose
I think that's what
experience?
it was. It was
Yes.
a yes.
So when you were one of the speakers there, one of the things that you shared about just yourself, and was how that we have to of course keep going, but you emphasized a lot about kind of our brand. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? And I remember thinking at that time, I was like, honey, she is a branding strategist. And as soon as we get off this call, I am going to book a freaking session, because you sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And
Mhm.
that, as a branding strategist, that is like the ultimate reinventing of ourselves, right?
Mhm.
Can you share with my purpose friends maybe some basic 101s about kind of branding and loving what it is you do? Because like I said, we do have entrepreneurs of all different genres and occupations
Mhm.
here, that will come and check us out now, or even on the replay. So how important is branding? How important? Because I remember I booked you, so I know all the nuggets and the juicy stuff that you shared. But for that person that's starting and they're kind of like all over the place,
Mhm.
or even or either they absolutely have no clue, where do they start as far as branding? And are you still doing branding strategy sessions?
If a business owner needs that, definitely it's in my back pocket. It's definitely one of those things that I assist with when it comes to business consulting. So, absolutely. And branding, basically, when I think of branding, is a way that you present yourself. And I look at branding, or I deal with branding from a different standpoint. I think for me, branding deal with self-awareness, right?
Okay.
Because oftentimes people look at branding from the aspect of, oh, I want this color, I want this logo, I want all the pretty stuff, the aesthetic, which is great. But if you really want to make an impact, if you really want your brand to make an impact, it's important that you become aware of who you are. Because
Mm,
when you know who
yes.
you are and you know how you authentically showing up and navigating in the world, then that's what's going to help people to connect with you. But just to have a beautiful aesthetic and having all the beautiful logo, the beautiful website alone, and not really know who you are and not really know how you presenting yourself to the world, and then you just pretty much have pretty aesthetics and that's it. But if you
Right.
really want a lasting, you want to make a lasting impact, then definitely self-awareness is where it starts. Knowing, what is your what are some of the things that are your signature look? What's your signature, what are your values? What do you stand for? What are your philosophies, right? Because when you know those things, then you know what, this right here is non-negotiable. This is what I stand for.
Yep.
These are the type of people that I do business with. You find yourself in a place where you're not doing business out of desperation,
Oh,
because
yes.
oftentimes we find ourselves doing business out of desperation instead of inspiration.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when you know yourself, you know your values, you know what you stand for, you know what your signature look is, when people, because even right now for me, oftentimes I meet people at different networking event. They may not be able to say my name, but
Yeah.
because of my presence, I know you. I
Yeah.
know you. You the
Uh-huh.
lady that's such and such and such and such. Like there's always something that they're able to describe me by. You're the empowerment woman. So it's being able to convey those type of message, being able to convey who you are, because that's what's going to help people to really connect with you, not so much the aesthetic.
Right. I remember I remember during our branding sessions, you gave me homework, that's for sure.
I did.
Things that I had to just work on, and it wasn't necessary. It wasn't, I probably thought that it was going to be some of the pretty fluffy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and it was. I mean, we talked some about that, but it was more so about the inside and what
Correct.
it is that I wanted to present, and what
Correct.
was my actual message, and what is it that I really wanted to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
And but I remember having a conversation with you briefly about the purpose conversation and different guests. And I remember I shared with you one particular potential guest. And I was like, oh, but I don't know. And you were like, mm, if it does not align with who you are and what it
Correct.
is that you want to represent, I don't care how famous they are, then it's a no for you.
Exactly.
And I was like, thank you. I needed to
Exactly.
hear that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
needed to hear that because my brand is important to me like that,
Right.
you know? So, and I think my brand is uniquely tied into my purpose anyway.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, I needed that.
Giving yourself permission to do it on your terms. Because there's a lot of gurus and a lot of different experts. But like I said again, at the end of the day, the answer is inside of you. At the end of the day, God is not going to give you a vision and not tell you how to carry it out, right? Because
Oh,
I remember
yes.
when we met as well, you were kind of going back and forth because there were several things you were interested in at the time, and you were like, but I don't see how I could put all of this together.
Yes.
And I tend to come across a lot of multifaceted entrepreneurs where they struggle with that. No, you're different, just like the story with the parables about the multiple talents. You get what I'm saying? Everybody have their own abilities or potential or capacity. Let me put it that way. Everyone have their own capacity of what they can handle. Somebody
Yeah.
may just have the capacity to just to focus on one thing. In your
Mhm.
case, your capacity may be three things. In my case, my capacity may be five or 10. But does that mean that I need to just cut myself and just put myself in a box just to fit into one little thing? No, I am a
Right.
multifaceted being and I have to be okay with that. And I have to be able to tap within me and allow God to show me how do I put all of this together, you
Right.
know? So it's just trusting yourself and coming with that self awareness and knowing that God gave you the vision. And the fact that He gave you the vision, He's going to show you how to carry it out. And I can't really tell you fully how to carry it out because it's already embedded in you. You know how to carry it out. All I'm supposed to do is just help you to figure out how do I tap into that and bring it out.
Right. I think that was one of the main reasons that drew me to your business was
Yes.
the fact that I knew that you specialize in helping people that were like me, and they
Mm-hmm.
might have done lots of different things or many different things that they wanted to do. And so that was very encouraging to get somebody that can help to calm me down because my brain is always like this,
Right.
and to help me navigate that and to tone it down
Right.
and to think things through. So I found that very beneficial, very helpful, and I'm so glad to see that you're still doing that as part of your business consulting.
Thank
Now,
you.
speaking of your business, I want to talk about um, I want to talk about On Track Empowerment Group, and I want to talk about the retreats because
Yes.
you
Let's talk
have one
about it.
coming up in September. And honey, I am going to be all good to go by September, and I want to hear all about it, and I want my purpose friends to hear what you got going on.
Yes. So what do you want to talk about first? The
Okay,
retreat or
on track empowerment.
okay, so On Track Empowerment Group is a full service benefits and consulting firm. We are a go to for lifestyle perks, individual and group benefits, empowerment, as well as business consulting. So, if you are an entrepreneur, you have three or more employees, we are in a position where we're able to help you to provide benefits to your employees so that you can be able to retain them, because one of the things that I've learned about small business owners is that they're always in competition with larger corporations when it comes to
Yeah.
employee retention. So you have great talents, but because you're not providing benefits to them, they tend to go to the larger corporations. So I come
Ooh.
into play and I'm able to assist small business owners. If you have three or more employees, I'm able to assist you with providing them with dental benefits, um, health benefits, critical illness, all of those things, short term, long term disability, and all of those great things that they're able to have to help them as an employee to feel appreciated. Also, I provide individual benefits such as life insurance. That is something that I am preaching to
Yes,
a lot of people, right? To everybody right now, actually,
I know that's
learning
right.
how to leverage life insurance to create wealth, not just for when you pass or die. We all have to go one day, but not just for that, but how to create wealth with life insurance and where you can actually utilize the wealth while you are alive.
Yes.
So that is something that I'm really preaching and helping people to understand so that they know how to position it, because that's what the one percenters are doing. They are actually utilizing life insurance as a tool to create wealth, generational wealth, and also while they living.
Oh
So,
wow.
mhm,
You know what? And we are always hearing somebody that that is probably speaking about life insurance or something, and then we tend to sometimes we may shy away from it, and that's only because we're ignorant of the true topic.
mhm.
How can we learn more about? Are you having? I know that you're probably doing. If this is something that's big for you right at this moment, are you doing any type of talks, any type of information sharing or
Mhm.
anything like that? Because a lot of times people are automatically thinking, oh, well, they probably wouldn't necessarily mind that you're sharing, and that you're sharing about insurance, but they're thinking, oh, well, she wants me to sell life insurance.
Right.
And that may not necessarily be the case, but if you're truly showing people how to create generational wealth with
Mm-hmm.
this, are you offering any type of training or classes, or how can we learn more if there's some people that truly want to know? And because I'm telling you now, when you are digging in your savings and taking out loans, parent plus
Right.
loans, and all this other stuff, when you can leverage some insurance
Right.
instead, you know, I think that would be really helpful. And I think it's time for us to do better, to learn more,
Right.
to learn.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's the lack of knowledge that's definitely keeping a lot of us in the place where we don't really know what to do because we're not really sure what's out there.
Right.
Oftentimes I run into people where it's like, oh, but if I get life insurance, that means I'm leaving money for my family to have a great time. But they're not thinking about ways that they can actually leverage it. Even you can also use life insurance for your retirement. And a lot of people don't know that. It's a way to supplement your retirement.
See?
And people
Yeah.
don't know those things. So I do host master classes and webinars. I don't have anything coming up at the moment, but I do
Okay.
share a lot of information on my TikTok channel as well as my Instagram and Facebook page as well about life insurance.
I love that. I
Mhm.
absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Um, Also, like I said, girl, I want to hear about the retreats because,
Yeah.
honey, it has a couple of words that's in there. First of all, it's retreat, and then it's luxury. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yes. And so I want to know all about the luxury retreats. What is all of this about? And how do
Okay.
we get in?
Definitely. So September 13th through the 16th, my team and I we've curated the Girl Exhale Luxury
Yes.
Retreat for visionary women, trailblazing women, high achieving women. It's about time for us to get together, let our hair down, and have a great time. It's taking place in Orlando, Florida, September 13th through the 16th at a private mansion. We have
Okay.
two private chefs. We have
What?
a therapist that's going to be present, and we're going to have a session about releasing the superwoman syndrome. Okay.
Whew.
We also we're going to have pampering sessions. We're having an all pink party. I know you're going to love that.
Yes, you know I am. You know it.
We're having an all pink party. We're having a pampering brunch. I mean, there's so much in store that I don't even want to talk about because I love to just keep some of the details to myself so that when the women arrive, they could be like, oh my God. So I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to it. To learn more, you can visit the website at www.girlexhale.com. We only have limited space. And so far, we have some people that have registered already. So first come, first serve. But we're going to be at a mansion and we're going to have the time of our lives.
Oh
We
wow.
so
That
as
that is
women, we work so hard, and I just feel like we need that time to exhale.
right. And I yeah, yeah. Yeah, to all of that. And I
Yeah.
told you, I said September will be a really good time for me. I've experienced so much this whirlwind of everything this past year, and just to have to set aside some time just to girl
Just be
exhale.
catered to. Yes.
Just exhale. Oh, I'm oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yes.
It's an opportunity to be catered to. And one thing I can tell you, and anyone that have attended any of my events or retreats, they can attest to this. It is a positive environment. There, the women there, we like support each other, loving on each other, respect each other. So it's definitely a very positive environment. So you don't have to worry about anything. Just come ready to, just like I say, let your hair down, allow your toes to just be out and enjoy yourself and have a great time.
That's right. And to truly girl exhale,
Yeah.
girl exhale. I absolutely love that. For if there's, wait a minute, let's say hello to a couple of my purpose friends that I see on the chat. If you guys have any questions for Youdeline or I, make sure to put them in here. And also, Youdeline, just so you know, I will go back in and I will update the show notes with all of your contact information,
Okay.
because people are going to be wondering, okay, so how do we connect and how do I get in on that retreat, in that retreat?
Yes. I look
So
forward to I look forward to seeing
absolutely.
you all.
Uh, as I said, want to say hello there to Annie Richardson, who is my mother. I see
Hey.
Tanya. Is that Tanya Jaquez?
Yes, that's Tanya.
Well,
Tanya's
hello,
daughter.
hello, hello. Welcome.
Mhm.
And then there is Angel Wright. Oh my gosh, she's so phenomenal. Um, but Angel is in the building. And for everybody that's going to come and check us out on replay, I say welcome, and leave us your comments or any type of feedback or questions. And Eudeline will pop back in and she will answer anything that you may have. So any questions
Absolutely.
that you may have, she'll answer them.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Elaine, you said that you were, as one of my questions that I always ask, I'm always like, well, what when you were a little girl, what did you want to be? You already told us what you wanted to be.
An
You wanted to be,
entrepreneur, the boss lady.
you said the boss lady. Isn't that something at 8 years old? You knew that you wanted to be the boss lady.
Yeah.
And I think it's always telling when we have that instinct, even as a child. It's there inside of
Yes.
us. It's
Yes.
there inside of us. And when I see it as an adult, I see that where it has materialized, I'm always just so super amazed. I really
Right.
am. I really am. So fun fact that people that know you may not know.
Fun facts that
Now, my last guest said the people that know me, they know, but something that people may
I
not
was
know.
like, yeah, because oh my goodness. Fun facts. Fun facts. Because I'm like an open book in a sense. Something that, what would that be? But you say people that know me. I think it's more people that don't know me that may like I'm a comedian at heart. I'm a
Okay.
comedian, but that is something that people that know me sees a lot of. Other people don't really see it until I really get comfortable around them. Then they kind of like see that side of me and like, oh my God, I thought you was just all serious and that was it. But I'm a comedian at heart.
And you know what else too that I observed, only because I was there for the comeback woman monologues. First of all, you're an absolutely beast of a writer. I do
Oh,
know
thank
that.
you. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And girl, I think you are an actress.
I am.
I
I
think
spoke
you,
with someone about that actually last year, and a producer. He wanted
yeah,
me to do something because he saw my one of my videos and he said, I would love for you to do a voiceover. And then I
yes.
said, sure. And then I said, oh, I also have it in my vision board to act. He said, say what? And I said, I would love to act. I can act. And then he said, I got you for next year. So I'm waiting for that phone call.
Okay.
I think so
Well,
too. That one, not that many people know, but I think so. I really think
see,
so.
see how I'm able to connect and
Yes.
I'm able to pull that out and I see it.
Yeah,
But
it's there.
yeah, I
It's
was like,
there.
because honey, for those that don't know, tell us about the comeback monologues, because the comeback woman monologues. What was that all about? Because that was where I met you, and I was like, oh my goodness gracious, she is freaking phenomenal. What was that? What was that all about?
The comeback woman monologue was basically an opportunity that I provided for women to be able to share their stories from a place of empowerment. Whatever it is that they went through, to be able to look at themselves not from a lens of a victim, but to be able to relive the moment and bring it into life and convey the message from a place of empowerment so that other women that are possibly going through it or other individuals that are going through the same thing, they're able to connect with it and know that they're able to make it to the other side.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what it was. And at the time, I want to say there may have been maybe about 4 or 5 women that had their particular monologues, and
Yes.
it was so empowering, and it made you cry, it made you laugh, it encouraged you, it gave you that oomph,
Right.
you know. And
Right.
so any chance that you may do that again, because I'd love to write something, I'd love to write it and act it out, because girl, I think I'm the TikTok actress of
You
2020.
are. You really are.
I love it. My guilty pleasure.
Yes, I really don't know. I'm at a place where I'm flowing. So I don't know. At the moment I would say I don't know. It
Okay.
may not, or if it were to come back, it may not come back necessarily as the comeback woman. It may be something else, but from a monologue standpoint. So I don't know. But I have a lot of people that's asking me, when are you gonna do another one? And I'm just like, you know what? I'm over that chapter.
Okay. Well, then, if you're over that chapter, maybe, because I know, who knows, maybe you can just pass the torch.
That's a plan too. You're
You
right.
can pass the torch and be like, hey, Juva, I think you could do this. You could get some people and y'all could do this. You can keep this
I'm
going.
passing the torch. I'm passing the torch right now. I mean, as far as comeback woman, yeah, I don't see myself doing another comeback woman, but a monologue, I can see a monologue, but of something else.
Yeah,
But the
I got you.
comeback, I don't. Yeah, I don't foresee the comeback.
Okay, okay. But I do know that there are lots of women that are in that space and that probably need that. And that's why they're coming to you and
Hmm.
saying, hey, you know, but anyway, ah, I'm thankful for the comeback woman monologues, and because it gave me the opportunity to meet you. And
Right.
not only that, it gave me the opportunity, it was something that was birthed there,
Yes.
something that was very important to me that was birthed there. That was when I was able to officially share my story and
Yes.
the release of, or let everybody know that, hey, the release of From the Pole to the Pulpit. If for those that
Yes.
don't know, that is my memoir.
Hmm.
Um, that it was in production, and it was there at the Comeback Woman
It was.
monologues, that it was official, made official before
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, it really helped a lot of women to share their stories. And now I'm watching them just spreading their wings and they just soaring. And I'm so proud of them. And I'm proud of you. Like,
Thank you.
keep going, keep
Thank
going,
you.
keep shining your light.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any shout outs to anybody as we're winding down here on our time? Any particular shout outs or any final Eudeline's final thoughts?
Well, I want to give a shout out to my sister. She's watching. Miss Positivity, and also Tanya Jacques. She's also there. And I think there's some more that may be watching that I don't see them posting. But my other friends and those that are on my Facebook page that are actually here watching this live, thank you so much for your support. And my last statement would be stay open, stay flexible, and be willing to pivot. You know, just because something doesn't work out, it doesn't mean you need to quit. Just keep
Mm,
getting back in the drawing board. Okay, what's next? What can I do differently? And keep going, because eventually what's going to happen is every time you step out and you're doing something, it's like a puzzle. And the more
mm-hmm.
you keep trying different things, you're gaining different lessons, right? The L's
Right.
are not you're not losing. You're gaining lessons. You're gaining
I love that.
experiences. And those experiences are what's going to help you when you get to the other side and there's different things that's going to come up. You're able to go ahead and extract what you've learned from those lessons and
Yes.
apply them. And then at that point, people are going to look at you like, you just know everything. Oh my God, how did you figure that out? It was because of the L's, it was
That's
because
right.
of
Those
the
L's.
chaos, it was because of those experiences. They taught me, they built me so that I know how to deal with those different obstacles as they come moving forward. So stay flexible. Your purpose is not just one thing, and it's not tied down to just one way. You have to keep yourself open, and also as you evolve, your purpose will, the main part of your purpose will remain the same. However, the way that you do things will change.
Mm-hmm.
Just as
Right.
before, I was the comeback woman, right? And as the
Right.
comeback woman, I was helping women make a comeback because of where I was in my life at that time. I had just made a comeback from divorce. I was living my life. I was thriving. I was figuring things out. And so now I'm in a whole new different place. I've evolved. So that as you evolve, all of those things will evolve as well. Be willing to reinvent yourself, be flexible, and keep going. And don't look at loss as loss. Don't look at failure as failure. Look at failure as feedback, and look
Oh,
at losses as lessons.
yes.
That's what I'm going to tell you.
I love it. And see, purpose friends, y'all see why I said that Youdeline is absolutely phenomenal. And oh my goodness, I thank you so very much, Youdeline. And I am just as proud of you. Oh my gosh, I'm super excited for you, all that you have done, all that you're doing, and thank you so much for your yes, and just the time that you've taken out of your schedule just to come tonight, because I wanted this to be very, very transparent and authentic, and to help some people and to
Right.
empower some people and to share some strong nuggets that so many of us need. And you did not disappoint. Thank you so very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you so much. And I also want to say as well that I am so proud of you. You are a warrior. You're
Thank
a
you.
phenomenal woman, and you're
Thank
such
you.
an inspiration. You have
Oh,
every reason to be like, you know what? Woe is me. Maybe next season, maybe another time. But honey, you keep fighting. You keep
yes.
showing up. You keep
Yes,
shining
honey.
your light. And you are an inspiration to so many. So thank you for being who you are. Thank you for allowing us to see you in action. I'm
Thank you.
grateful for you. I really am.
Thank you. Now you're gonna make me cry.
Oh, don't cry.
Thank you. Thank you. Woo.
Cry.
Well, I did put your information in the show notes. And I also need to, oh, I need to make sure that I put in, let me make sure that I'm going to put in this retreat information,
Yes,
because,
girlexhale.com.
and I know that you say it's first come, first serve. So,
It is. Right
y'all,
now we have about 12 slots left.
oh my gosh.
Only 12
Okay.
left right now.
Okay, yeah, we need to get on ball, because, honey, I need to make sure I register, because by September, like I said, your girl gonna be good to go. I'm gonna be
Yes.
finished doing all that I need to do, and I'm gonna be ready. And yeah, Orlando retreat, luxury, girl, exhale. Uh, yeah, all of that sounds real good. All
All
that
of
sounds
it.
real good. All right, Youdeline. I thank you so much again for your time, and for you sharing her story
Yes.
and making history. Thank you so much. This has been absolutely phenomenal, amazing, just a really good time. And
Yes.
I appreciate you. To all of my purpose friends and my new purpose friends watching, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your evening to join in, to listen to Youdeline and I hope that you feel empowered, encouraged. You heard something that you will share with somebody else, and something that just really stuck with you. There's no way that you listened in for this hour and you didn't get it. So, and also, I hope to see some of you at the retreat, and the
Yes.
information is there in the show notes. Next week, we will be back on Monday at 7 p.m. all month long. Every Monday, we're going to showcase and speak to other phenomenal women. And next week's show is going to be kind of another near and dear to my heart, because that's I'm doing near and dear. We're going to have like a purpose behind the pen, and so y'all gonna have to see what all that's all about. But
Yes.
anyway, for everybody, I want to encourage you, as always, I want to encourage you and you and you and you and you to continue to seek, to discover, and
Mhm.
to pursue your purpose on purpose. You've just watched and listened to the Purpose Conversation. Good night, everybody. Good night, Youdeline.
Good night.